Hey, this is René, welcome back to another video on this channel, and today I will do another EA test, and it is about the most wanted EA in the MQL5 market. And it is funny because this EA is not only named the most wanted EA, but it is currently ranking at the second place, and it was at the first place before. So this is a really interesting EA to look at, and we will start by reviewing the MQL5 product page. So the most wanted EA is by Vitaly Kozov. If we have a look at the seller, we can see that it is his first and only expert advisor. He has 2 live signals for the EA, which is great. We will have a look at this later on, but first of all, let's have a look at the seller. So this seller does not have any track record with expert advisors. He just created this account for this specific EA, which is something you should have in the back of your mind, because if you create an account for just one EA, you can delete the account really quickly if this EA is not a success. So let's read the idea of this program. It is an AI, machine learning, whatever, open AI technology EA. We've read this before for 1 or 2 EAs, so it doesn't mean that it has to be a really good EA only because it uses AI. Like lately in modern times, AI is a term which is used mainly for marketing purposes. So you should not put too much weight on these 2 letters, A and I. This is a program that performs complex computations. I mean, he's writing some things, and I read this before, and I mean, in the end, he can say whatever he wants on this page because it is a sales page. And we will have to look at the program to really understand what it does and to see if it can be real. Also, he posted a link to a story or to another page where he writes about the program, about the technology that he uses. And I would suggest that you read this if you're interested in buying this EA, because it can provide you some more information. Also, you should email the seller of the program if you have any questions about the program. This is always a good idea. Make sure that all your questions are answered before you buy the product, because on MQL5 you have no option to give a product back once you activated it. Then we will see 2 more links, and this is really cool because we actually have 2 live signals. And this is great because this shows that this program is used in live trading accounts, and we can see it here. It is a live trading account. I think it's not a demo account. And if we have a look at this, we can see some growth here, but we also see that this program is only active for some weeks now, so it's not a too long time. So we see actually it's just alive for like a month or so. So it's not too crazy, but it is in profit, which is great, 8% profit. Of course, we will have to look at the drawdown. The drawdown says that we were down like 2.53%, which is totally fine. So this is not a unrealistic relation between profit and drawdown, so this is fine. Let's have a look at the other signal. The other signal, I think it's even newer. Yeah, he just created it today or yesterday, and it's up some percent already. And there was also a drawdown, which is kind of as big as the percentage and that it is now in profit. So I like that we have 2 live signals, and if I would think about buying this product, what I would do here is I would monitor these 2 live signals, and I would especially have a look at them if they are alive for 1 or 2 more months, or if they are taken down if things start to fall apart. So this is something you should always do with any EA that how he wants. And then this is the interesting part. We have the parameters or some recommendations for the parameters. So this EA seems to work on gold and euro-US dollar. And there are not too many settings. We will have a look at this in a second. I did this already. And there says there's no specific time frame you need. And you can just choose the risk level, which I like. And then, it's really easy. It's always also suitable for FDMO challenges. This is what the seller of the program says. So we will have a look at this later on. It's not a martingale, not a grid. Yeah, every trade has a TP and a stop loss. So this is it. Also, he says that you can direct any private messages directly to the seller, which is really great and which I would always recommend. When we have a look at the screenshots or the sales images here, we can see the profit factor of 140 and of 47. And this is the point where I start to think that this might be a little bit too good to be true, because these are profit factors that you don't see really often, and it's really unlikely that a program will ever be able to achieve such a high profit factor. This is my personal opinion. Everything I say here is my personal opinion, and you should make your own evaluation if you think about buying this product. But a profit factor like 50 or 100 is, in my honest opinion, really unrealistic. And yeah, we will see some more screenshots of backtests and stuff, and we also see this really good curve which is showing that this EA is only winning. So let's have a look at the MetaTrader 5 to see if this can actually work, because since it is a MQL5 program, we have the option to test this program in the MetaTrader 5 completely for free by downloading the demo. And this is what I did. So what you can see here in the strategy tester, I have the most wanted EA selected already. I will use it in the euro-US dollar because this is what was recommended by the seller on the sales page. And then I also have a look at the inputs here, and we can see there are not too many inputs, which is good for us because it's easy to have a quick overview. So we can choose a fixed volume or a risk in percent. Both is set to 0 by default, so I will just keep it as it is here. And I think in this case it will use these two mechanisms here, like the risk that you can choose here. You can choose a high, middle, low, or a FTMO risk, which is, I guess, suitable for FTMO or prop firm challenges. And then we can also choose the type of trading, which can be calm, medium, and intensive. I think calm will open less trades, but this is just an assumption, and we will have to test this in a second. Then we have the option to limit the slippage, even though I'm not really sure how this should work. And then we have a comment for the trades. We have a magic number. All of these things do not affect the trades at all. It's just a information for the trader. Then we have a maximum spread. I think it just opens trades if the spread is below this level. And then we have the option to close deals on Friday, which is turned off by default. So I will just leave it as it is. And then we have settings for gold and euro-US dollar. And we can also see that the TP is a lot smaller than the stop loss, which might mean that we just have a really small risk reward ratio, which of course will result in a really high hit rate for the trades. We have a maximum deal amount of 5 for gold and 3 for euro-US dollar, which is weird because he says that he does not use any grid functionalities, but if these trades are in some ways connected to each other, it means that he is using grid. But yeah, we will have a look at this. So just get back to the overview. We will make a visualized test so we can see everything, and I will just click on start in the lower right corner to see what this EA shows us in the visual testing mode. Okay, so the test is now loaded, and we can see we are using the euro-US dollar M15 chart as I configured it. And now I will fast forward this until we see something else. Okay, here we see the first indicators coming in. We see the CCI we see the CCI 3 times actually, and we see the ATR indicator. And also we see some moving averages on the H1 and the H4 chart. So the CCI indicator is an oscillator, I think, so it usually works with overbought and oversold markets. And there we also see the first trade, which we can have a look at now. So I think the price is below the H1 moving averages, and the fast moving average is below the slow moving average. So this could be some kind of trend indicator. If we have a look at the H4 chart, the price is above the moving average here, which is really interesting. So it seems that this could be used as a counter indicator, but I'm not sure yet. And yeah, also we see on the euro-US dollar M15 chart that the CCI, yeah, I don't really see any significant level here, so I don't have an interpretation for this yet. But yeah, let's have a look at the trade. So if we have a look at the trade, maybe in the H1 chart, I want to check the TP and SL levels here. So we see the TP is of course really close and the SL is far away. So we have 300 points for the TP, I guess, and around 2,600 for the SL. Let's check the settings again. Yeah, it fits the settings. So it's matching with what we defined in the settings as ATP and SSL for the euro-US dollar. So I assume that it's always like this. So the TP will always be 300 and the SL will always be 2,650 points, which means that we will see a high hit rate, of course. And yeah, let's just check out how this performs. Let's have a look at one or two more trades and then we can do a really quick backtest without the visual mode here. So first trade was a winning trade, but again, this is not really saying a lot about the system right now, because if you have a risk-reward ratio of 1 to, I don't know, it's 7 or 8, you will see a lot more winning trades than losing trades, of course, because it's not really realistic that you hit a stop loss often. And yeah, maybe I can make this window a little bit smaller so the test will run quicker. Okay, now we saw some more trades here. We see that there's a buy trade now. Let's check for this buy trade what the position of the moving averages was. So when we saw this buy trade, it's not that easy to see it here, but yeah, could be that the trade was opened above both of these moving averages, but the slow moving average was above the fast moving average. So I think he's just checking like the if the current market price is above or below the moving average. And then all of these trades are market trades. So the EA just opens the position right away and it doesn't use any limit or stop orders for this. Then we see the last sell trade, which is currently still open. Price is below both moving averages, which is what I expected, kinda. And then looking at the H4 chart and looking at the moving average, I don't really see a clear pattern here, because for this sell trade, the price was above this moving average, and for the current sell trade is below the moving average. So I'm not really sure how this moving average is used as an indicator for the trades. But yeah, I think he uses them in some way because they are displayed here in the tester. Yeah, he might use the CCI and the ATR indicator, but it's always really hard to get a hang of the actual strategy if you just see it in the strategy tester. So let me fast forward this a little bit more, and we will see some more trades, I guess. But right now it's really looking like an actual strategy. So far I did not see any martingale or grid functionality. So it's as the seller said on his sale page, which is a good thing, of course. And yeah, I think it will just always be like this. So we will see more trades and they will always have the same distance for TP and SL. Okay, here's one interesting thing that we should have a look at. We can see that at this point there were multiple trades opened. This is what we can see here. So we saw 1, 2, 3 sell trades, which were opened at kind of the same level. And then it's interesting to see the TP. Yeah, I think every trade had its own TP, which means that there's not a combination of these 3 trades and there's no averaging. So it's really as the seller Vitaly says on the sales page. For me, it looks like there's no averaging method, there's no martingale or grid mechanism. So it's really as it is set on the sales page, which is good, of course. It shows some honesty. But now we will have to make a longer backtest, I think, to see if we will also see losing trades, because it's really important for me when I make backtests to see at least some losing trades and to not have a 100% hit rate, because 100% hit rates do not exist in trading. It's just yeah, if you see a program with a 100% hit rate, it's pretty sure it's a scam, because it's just super unrealistic. And even if it has some AI hidden technique, you cannot predict the future. It's just not how the markets work. And if it would work like this, other people would use it, or you would just not sell it. Okay, there we have the first losing trade, which is great, and we have another losing trade, which is also great, of course. This is exactly what I want to see, actually. So right now I think that this EA could have an actual strategy and that it could be for real, because yeah, you can see it here. But on the other hand, I'm interested to see the profit factor that I will get here, because the profit factors that are displayed on the sales page are just super unrealistic. You do not get a 140 profit factor in trading. It's just not unreal. It's just not realistic. So I'm actually testing the same period as the test here on the sales page. So I'm also testing 2020 until the current point of time, which is 2023. So we will be able to really compare the tests that he did here with the tests that I did. And yeah, we will see if this could work out. So wait, let's have a look at the losing trades that he has here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This is just, it's just unrealistic. It's just not working like this. You do not have 660 trades without a single losing trade. So I don't know what this test shows, but I'm pretty sure that there was some kind of over-optimization or some kind of history reading involved, like from my personal experience. I mean, if the seller could make a video or could provide more information about these tests, I would be happy to see them. But I think if we just watch the live signals for 1 or 2 months, it will be enough information to verify if these tests are actually real or if there was some kind of Photoshop action or something involved. Because like, it's just super unrealistic that you will have back tests over 3 years and do not see a single losing trade. As you can see here in my test, I had several losing trades already, and this could be realistic in a good market period to have a performance like this, but this will of course not result into a profit factor like the one that is shown on the sales page. But I will just wait until this test is finished, and then we'll have a view on the results. Okay, so this is it. The test is finished, and we can see the equity imbalance curve here. It is looking great in the test. We see some losing trades, not a lot of losing trades, and we make a lot of profit. If you see a curve like this, which has an exponential growth at the right side pretty much, it does not mean that there's some crazy algorithm involved. It usually just means that this EA is making constant profit and the position size is increased as the account size is increased. So this is what creates this exponential curve here. So let's have a look at the backtesting results, and we can see that we actually have a really high hit rate of 97%, which is, in my opinion, not realistic. If I'm honest, it's not what I ever achieved if I wrote a program like this, which has a risk-reward ratio of 1 to 7 or 8. The hit rate should be, I mean, it could be around, I don't know, 80% maybe, if you're lucky, 90%, but 97% is really, in my opinion, it's really unrealistic. But I can just share my opinion, like what I learned in the last 6 or 7 years of creating automated trading strategies. Then we see a profit factor which is 5.04, which is still a lot, but it's nowhere near the profit factors that are shown here on the sales page. So I don't really know how these profit factors were created in the test. But I mean, here you can see he has a 100% hit rate in the test, or it's close to 100% for some of the tests, which will result into this crazy profit factor. But again, I do not believe in these screenshots, and you should always be really careful if you see screenshots like this, because you can fake anything in the internet, and you should have learned this by now, since I made a lot of these tests already on the account, and a lot of these EAs where I said you should be really careful, they were taken off the store, or they received a lot of bad ratings, people lost money with it. So just be really careful if you see something like this. But yeah, to end this video, first of all, let's have a look at the reviews to make this a complete analysis of the sales page. The reviews are really good, and there's only one bad review. So yeah, overall the reviews are really good, which is, I think, mainly because in the last few months, the last month actually, where we see live performance, this EA was making profit, and in this case the reviews are always good. It's always like this on the MQL5 page. If the EA makes profit in a month or so, or in the last month, the reviews will be really good. And if the EA starts to see a drawdown period, the EA reviews will drop. So it's not really a big surprise that the reviews are good right now. And yeah, again, we will have to watch the EA for 1 or 2 months more to see how the actual live performance is, if we will see larger drawdowns, or yeah, what really happens here. Because the performance that we see here right now in the live signal, I mean, with a risk reward ratio of 1-7 or 1-8, it's pretty sure to say that if we will see one losing trade now, it's more or less break even, I guess. So it's too early to really make a qualified statement about the EA. But so far, what I can say from my personal experience is I do not believe in these backtests here, because what I saw here is there are more losing trades if I make a backtest, and I mean, this test could still be optimized on historical data. So because like I tested for the last 3 years and the data is already there, so the EA might have some mechanism, or it might be updated frequently here to yeah, look really good in the tester. So that's why you should always be really careful with EAs that are new in the MQL5 market and that are there for just several days or months. So maybe I will show you another test that is really interesting. And we could say, for example, instead of 2,650 for the stop loss, we will now use 2,000. So what you can do is you can change the settings just a little bit. Maybe 2,350 or 2,200 and 350. And then you can see if you run another test, like I will keep everything else the same. And if I will run another test, I want to see that the results are kind of similar to the results that we saw before. But if there's a really big difference, this means that, yeah, there's some manipulation going on maybe. Because it is over-optimized. But yeah, this is something you should do before purchasing a product. You can just tweak and twerk the settings a little bit to see if it changes the outcome like completely, or if it's just a little bit worse. So yeah, I will just wait until this test is finished, and then we can have a quick summary, and I will end the review for this program. Okay, so the next and last test is finished now, and you can see this test is also really good in the strategy tester. And if we have a look at the backtesting results, we can see the hit rate dropped a bit. But this is, I mean, of course, I increased the take profit distance and I decreased the stop loss distance. So it's guaranteed pretty much that the hit rate would reduce. It's still really big, profit factor is still really good. And yeah, at this point, it's hard to say if it's a history reader or if it learned from the history. I think it did at some point because it is an AI program. But to really see what this program can do, we will have to monitor the live signal that the user or the seller has posted on the MQL5 page. And this is what I would recommend you before you think about buying this product. Yeah, just do a lot of backtesting, really. Yeah, and really have a look at the test and do a lot of stress tests and stuff. I mean, I could do more tests here. I could also switch to gold, but this is something you can do on your own. I just want to say that you should be really careful if you see programs like this that perform just really good in the strategy tester and that have just 1 month or so of a actual live signal performance. Just be careful, especially because it's not the cheapest program. And yeah, in the end, it's up to you if you believe that these tests are real and if you believe that this program could be profitable in the future. So this is my review for the most wanted EA. At least we could verify that a lot of the things said on the sales page are true. So this is not a martingale EA, it's not a grid EA, there are no averaging techniques, and these are all things that I really love and like. And yeah, in the end, I still do not believe that these tests could be real. I think there was some kind of over-optimization going on, maybe even some faking the backtest or something. But this doesn't mean that the EA has to be bad or something. I mean, you could still make profit with it. It's up to you if you believe in the strategy, in the seller, and in this approach. So at this point, thanks for watching. I'm really interested to see how the live signals will work out. Again, I do not believe it will be something like this shown in the test, but it could still be profitable for a while. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. And we will see each other in the next video when I will be back in Germany, I guess. So this is the one and probably only video that I record in Thailand, because I don't really have a lot of equipment. You can see here I just use this really small microphone, so I will be glad to have my better microphone back in Germany. So see you in the next video. Until then, have a great time and good trades. Bye bye.